this one. Today on the wood yard, it's a delivery day. Got the trailer backed up. We're gonna chuck some wood. Here we go. So today I have 3 deliveries for sure, maybe more, we'll see. It is a Thursday today, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sundays when I do a lot of deliveries because it's towards the weekend. A lot of people want to get their wood, so when they have time off, they can work on it. It's very common. That's when I do a lot of deliveries for people that work for a living. For retired people, it's all the time. Usually it's Monday morning, Tuesday morning, which is awesome that there's a variety. So this guy works from home and he wants the wood this morning, so he's gonna work on it this afternoon. And then I've got another delivery, same kind of wood, same amount, going to a lady, a first-time customer, who is referred to me from a chimney sweep guy. And she's new to the area. She's actually from England. She moved here and she had her chimney cleaned, and the guy told her, he gave her my business card and said, this is the guy. So that's what I like to hear. So one of the things you guys can do if you sell wood, give a bunch of business cards to chimney sweep guys. Build a relationship with them so that you can refer work back and forth with each other. I got a couple guys that I've given a stack of cards to, and they hand them out to people because they know I have good wood. The bad thing is for them is because my wood is so dry, they really don't need their chimneys cleaned very often. One guy in particular had gone 7 years without having it cleaned, and I delivered wood to him about a week ago, and he told me, the chimney guy told me, he says, you didn't need to call me. He said, your chimney was perfect. And he said, well, you haven't been here in 7 years. He said, I just wanted to be sure. He said, whoever you're buying your wood from, keep buying it from them. So that's a good thing. So this guy, I'm going to be delivering 2 face cords to. We're going to load it in. It's going to be mixed hardwood is what he wants. So this pile behind me here is a pile that just keeps giving. Originally, this big bin here that I have was a pile that had about 60 face cords in it, so about 20 full cords, give or take. I'm not sure exactly, but I know there was about that much. I haven't even got to half of it yet. This was all tree service wood, so this is all pure profit other than my time and the fuel it cost me to produce it. So I'm going to load this one up. We're going to go dump it, and we're going to come back. We're going to load up another load, and then my next load is going to a new customer, which is a lady that a chimney sweep referred her to me, and that's a really good thing. So she's going to be getting some good wood, and she wanted wood that was going to be ready to burn right now. So it's just what people want. So I'm going to load up the first load, come back to the second load, and then I got a delivery to a guy who wants just a half of a face cord. It's a guy that does a lot of smoking of meat. He does events. I had already delivered a load of wood to him to where they have their storage facility where they store all their equipment. But this is going to a place that direction where they do some gigs out on a farm, and they want a half of a face cord oak. So I charge extra just because I'm delivering it. Normally my minimum is 1 face cord to deliver for free. And I told him, I said, that's what I normally do. And he says, well, I only need a half. I said, well, I got to charge you 20 bucks extra for delivery then, which is what I'm going to do. So he said, that's fine. So delivery time, chucking time. Here we go. There it is. 2 face cords, or 2/3 of a cord in the trailer. Now, some people would ask, how do I know how much I'm putting in? Because this all came from this big pile over here, which was not stacked wood. It's just wood that was thrown loose into a pile, and I just throw it in loose. Well, because I've loaded this trailer hundreds, maybe even thousands of times, I know how much wood I need. So if I want 2 face cords or 2/3 of a cord, if I go to where the silver is there, where the galvanized metal is, and I just make it level, thrown in loose, it's 2 face cords. So I put that much in, and then I throw a little bit of extra in, because the little bit of extra wood I give, number 1, the customers love it. Number 2, I don't have to stack it. It's that much less time I have to spend on it. I don't mind the work so much. And that brings up another point. I've got a good friend, his name is Oliver, and he wrote a song about if you don't do anything for a living, if you live on welfare and you're 5'3" and 300 pounds, I don't want to be that person. And I don't want the new world. I like working. I enjoy the exercise. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is there's people have been telling me, oh, you need to get the loader. You need to do all baskets and dump them and not handle anything. Well, the main reason I started doing firewood is I enjoy it. That's number 1. Number 2, I need exercise. We all need exercise. And since I've bought my tractor and got the processor and some of the other stuff I've got, I've gained 10 pounds in the last couple of years, and I don't like it. I need more exercise. You need more exercise. I have never met anybody that needs less exercise, never. Lack of exercise will kill you sooner, and you will enjoy life less. And everybody is trying to avoid work all the time. Like, oh, how can we make that easier? How can we make that simpler? Sometimes it's good to work and sweat. It's a good thing. I enjoy it. So, when I throw the wood in loose like this, I know how much I have. I'm getting exercise. Customer gets a little more than they want. Everything is good. And there you go. Okay, we're gonna go deliver this load. I am back from my delivery, and I am in my big wood bin here, and as you can see, I've been eating away at this pile here. I kind of took from this side and over here, and I'll walk around to the other side. You can see that I took away a whole bunch from over here too, and I'm getting to have quite the vertical pile here, and eventually this is going to come crashing down, and my plan is to not be standing right here when it happens, so I'm going to make it come down. So I'm going to pull some key pieces out of here and have this whole thing topple over. I need to load up another load. This one is also for 2-phase cords, or 2/3 of a cord, and this is going to a lady that specifically asked me to have smaller pieces. She went anything she had to lift with 2 hands. She said the last guy she got wood from was huge pieces, and she said she could hardly even lift them. And she said, I want small stuff. So when I'm loading this, I'm going to pick out stuff like this and this and this, and I'll avoid pieces like this one here, which is just a big chunk from a round. So I'm going to purposely pull out a lot of the smaller ones, and I'm going to take some from this pile, and then I got a pile that's older that's over that way that's even smaller stuff. The guy that I've been selling most of that to has been the pizza guy that's got the pizza oven, because he wants real small stuff too. So I'm going to be pulling out a lot of this. I'm probably going to do a phase cord or 1/3 of a cord of this stuff, and then 1/3 of a cord of the other stuff. So that's what's going to happen. So right now we're going to make the mountain collapse. Here we go. All right, I'm going to try to pull a couple from the bottom here and see if I can get this thing to fall over without getting me. So I have the camera running. Obviously I have 2 cameras. I got one over there, I got one over here. So if I die, you guys are going to get to see it. But I'm going to try to avoid death today. So let's see what happens here. Oh, it's creaking. There's a little bit, which is good. Controlled fall will be good. That's not so bad. No death yet. All right, now I'm going to come over to this side and pull some down. So the time to do this is when you're aware, obviously. To be in there with your back turned and be pulling, you know, would be risky. Let's see here. This one looks like a good one. This one. Maybe this one. This one. Good! That's better. All right. I'm going to pull a couple more over here. Okay, now we're going to pull over here on this side, maybe over there. Bring this down a little bit. hate it when they hit your shins. It hurts. There we go. That's better. Oh, there's a bunch of hornets flying around up there. Must be a hornet's nest up there somewhere. That's not good. Seeing as I'm allergic to them. All right. Enough of that playing around stuff. Let's get to work. Once again, a thing of beauty is in the trailer. 2 phase cords, 2/3 of a cord, 2 ricks, 2 rows, 2 ranks. There it is. Now I'm going to be going to deliver this in just a little bit, but I just heard something. Words of advice for the day is what I'm going to be calling this. I'm going to do this every once in a while just to break things up a little bit. I heard that if you're ever attacked by, you know, a herd of clowns and they're going to do you harm, to defend yourself, you should always go for the jugular. We're going to deliver all the wood right now. So I just added on to this cage because I had some time before my delivery, because the lady called me and said, or messaged me and said that she's still at work and she won't be home for a while. So I decided to get to work here instead of just sitting around. So what I did was I brought the splitter over here, and I had the 4-way wedge on, but Bert and I just took it off because I tried to run this through with the 4-way and it would not go. This is ash and it's very, very dry already, this whole pile. So this stuff's gonna be very hard to split because I've been neglecting it. It's been sitting here for months now. It's drying, which is great. I split a couple of them open and they were real dry on the inside, some of the bigger ones too. So this stuff will be ready to sell right away. But the problem is when wood dries, all the cells just shrink right on down. The wood shrinks, tightens right up, makes it much harder to split. For those of you that split a lot of wood, you know, green wood is the easiest to split. It's got moisture, it's nice and full, so it splits good. Dry stuff, not so much, much harder. So if you can split your wood when it's wet or green, that's the best. So anyway, I'm going to get going on this. We put the single wedge on, and what happens is a lot of this stuff, like you see right here, this real fine stuff, which is dirt and sand and stuff, gets down inside of the wedge there, because there's a slot where it can fall down, but it just builds up over time. If you can see some of the stuff right here, a lot of this stuff gets in there, and it's just dry powdery stuff, but it just packs in there from the wood over time, and it gets wedged in there really tight. So what we did is we put a chunk of wood underneath it, and we just dropped it on and we popped it out. We had to pry it out a little bit with a screwdriver. So no big deal, just the way it is. And I haven't changed it in a very long time. It's probably been 6-7 months since I had the 4-way off and the single wedge on. So anyway, the single's on. We're gonna do some splitting right now. Looky there. So I've been split in front in a little over half hour, and I got this area right here cleared out. So I did maybe a face cord or so, a third of a cord. And I got my call from my lady and she's ready, she's home. So I'm gonna go deliver the wood right now. So down the road we go. So I just got back in the wood yard from my delivery. You saw that I did. Now I stacked it for the lady. They pay me to stack. I don't do it for free for people unless I can get right to the pile and they really need help. Occasionally I will, but generally I make people pay. And the only way I really want to do it is if I can back right to the pile like I did there. Now she asked me ahead of time, can you stack it? I said, yes, it's $20 per face cord or third of a cord. And I said, so she had 2 of them, so it would be $40 extra. The wood was $240, so the total was $280. And she gave me a $20 tip. So I got $300 for that, what I just did. And my stack, the time that I spent on it was 37 minutes exactly. I timed myself. So I have stacked wood quite a few times and it's always less than an hour. 45 minutes, 50 minutes, I pretty much can have a full cord done. But that was 2 face cords or 2/3 of a cord and I could get right to it. So you saw that I back up, I take everything out, put it on the ground that I can reach. I bring some more forward, put all that in, then I pulled back out because it's a low garage. I tip the trailer way up, have all the wood come down to me, back in, open it up, and that way I don't have to crawl in there and throw pieces around. So that's kind of how it works. So if you figure out your dollars per hour on your time, stacking pays very well. So I highly encourage doing stacking. So the nice thing about it is she gave me a nice fan that I can use to cool myself off with. It's a nice fan. I like these kind of fans. It's been a good day for so far, and I have one more delivery to do, so we're gonna load her up. There it is, a load of wood is in the truck. So I threw in a bunch of stuff that was the newer stuff from a few months ago, the smaller stuff. And then I had this pile of oak that I got from my dad here that's 5-6 years old. So I threw a few of those big chunks in there. This is going to a guy that's doing smoking of meats for a festival. He is a guy that orders a half a face cord a whole bunch of times a year. He never needs more than that for an event. And so I charge him extra for delivery. Normally I don't charge for delivery, but maybe he's only getting a half a face cord. I just told him, I said, normally I won't even deliver a half a face cord. It's not worth it for me. I said, so I got to charge an extra 20 bucks for delivery, but he doesn't need any more than that because it's only for like 3 days of cooking. So he says, that's fine, I'll pay the 20 bucks. So normally it's 120 for a face cord. He's getting a half of a face cord or 1/6 of a cord is what he's going to end up with. And so that would normally be $60 that I would charge if someone would come pick it up. And that's what he's done probably 5 or 6 times. He's come and picked it up at my old wood yard. I never had him here because he was from the other side of town. And one time I had a half of a face cord in my truck or 1/6 of a cord, and I took it to where my business was, and he met me there, and we just threw it from my truck into his truck, so that works. But I also delivered to a place that's only about 3 miles from here, where they do events with another guy, and they have a bunch of wood stored there, but he didn't want to haul that all the way out there because they need it over there. So it's kind of a special situation. Normally I wouldn't do that, but he's been a really good customer and keeps buying, so it's a pretty good deal. And so then I charged him extra 20 bucks, and this is the last delivery of the day. It is that time of year now when people are calling quite often, texting. Even though we got temperatures in like high 70s and 80s right now, I'm still getting lots of people calling because it's that time of year when people order. So pretty regular now. It seems like every other day I'm doing 2, 3, 4 loads. Sometimes I'll skip a day or 2, but then go right back to it. So it's that time of year to do deliveries. So we're gonna drive out there and we're gonna do a chucking of some wood right now. So there it is, folks. The deliveries are done for the day. My day is done. Your day has just begun, because now you're going to go watch some more videos on my channel. There's over 1,200 waiting for you, all about firewood. You need to watch them. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be back 5:30 a.m. with a brand new one just for you. See you then. Good night, Irene.